Hello engineers and welcome back to the channel. Now if you design pipe racks in STAAD.Pro or ETABS, you will know that getting the loads right is 90% of the battle. But there is a common problem I see with beginners and I call it engineer's dilemma. And here is the situation. See, the piping stress engineer sends you the load list. Now they tell you that the pipe weighs, let's say 4.5 kilonewtons per meter, but that load is defined along the length of the pipe. Your beam runs perpendicular to the pipe. Now you cannot just take their numbers and type it into STAAD. See, if you do that, your design will be wrong. So today I am going to show you exactly how to convert that load using first principle. So we will run two work examples from our calculation and then I am going to share some expert insights on friction too. We will compare the 50% rule of thumb against what the actual PIP industrial code suggests that you should do. So let's dive in. So first, let's look at this concept. See, we need to solve a geometry problem using the tributary length ratio. Now we have three variables. First, the pipe. This is the input load and let's say it is 4.5. Second, length along. See, this is the span between the pipe supports. And third, perpendicular. See, this is the span of your beam which is perpendicular to the pipe. Now here is the rule. See, your beam is responsible for the weight of the pipe spanning halfway to the left support and halfway to the right support. We calculate the beam load by taking the pipe loads and multiplying it by the ratio of pipe span divided by the beam span. So let's apply this case 1 from our calculation. See, here are the inputs. Pipe load is let's say 4.5 kilonewtons per meter. The pipe span is 3.36 meter, but your beam span is only 2.7 meter. Because the pipe span is longer than the beam span, we are concentrating more load onto the beam. So let's do the math. So first of all, you have to calculate the ratio. So 3.36 divided by 2.7, it gives you 1.244. Multiply that particular ratio by the pipe load. So 4.5 times 1.244 equals 5.6. So the load you apply in STAAD is 5.6 kilonewtons per meter. See that? It's jumped from 4.5 up to 5.6. See, if you ignore this step, you would be under-designed your structure. Now just open up to STAAD.Pro, go to your load items and select the member load. Choose the uniform force. Now in the W1 box, type this particular negative 5.6. For direction, select GY, that is your global Y direction. So always use global Y for gravity. Even if your beam is sloped for drainage, gravity pulls straight from down. See, do not use local Y unless you have very specific reason. Okay, so the gravity load is fixed. Now we need to talk about friction load. Now see, pipes got hot and they expand and they slide across your steel beam. They create a friction force. Slide 10 in our document suggests a common rule of thumb. See, so it says to estimate thrust as 50% of the vertical load. Now let's calculate that for our example. Let's say 50% of 5.6 beam load equals 0.84 kilonewton per meter. So you would apply this 0.84 load in the global Z or global X direction depending upon which way the pipe runs. See, but here is where I want to add some expert insight. See, is 15% actually safe? If we look at the official standard, which is the PIP guideline STC 01015, it gives us a strict warning. See, the rule 50% is fine for the global checks of the main structure. This is because not all pipes move at the same time. However, if you are designing the local beam, you have a steel pipe resting directly onto steel beam, the code says that the friction coefficient is actually 0.4 and that is 40%, and that is nearly triple the force of our rule of thumb. So here is my advice. So basically use 15% rule, that is 0.84 value for your main frame design, but check your individual beam using 40% if they supports large heavy pipes. See, this is how you ensure safety without over designing the whole rack. Now just to make sure we have this locked in, let's quickly look at the case 2 from the dashboard. See, this particular time the pipe load drops to 3.5. See, the spans are same, so we use same ratio of 1.244. Multiply 3.5 by 1.244 and the result is 4.356. And if we apply the 50% friction rule to that, we get the lateral load of, let's say, 0.653. So you see the pattern. You can set up a simple Excel sheet to do this for every beam in your project instantly. So to give you a recap, number 1, don't assume the pipe load is the beam load. Number 2, always multiply by the tributary length ratio. Number 3, apply gravity loads in global Y. And number 4, be careful with friction. 50% is good for the global frame, but 40% might be required for the local beam check. I hope this cleared up the engineer dilemma for you. If you found this helpful, hit that like button. I have linked the calculation steps in the description below. Go build some safe structures and I'll see you in the next one. Remember, don't just learn software, learn concepts.